everybody, it's Fallen Princess back with another video for you guys, and today we're going to talk about AWACON, aka Anime Weekend Atlanta. It was an event that was held last weekend, and not just the weekend actually. It was a full 4 days, 24/7, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I went with another Canadian friend, Dominique, from the Lolita and Motherhood video, which you can view up in the upper corner if you want. But we packed up our suitcases and went all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, because Moi-même Moitié and Mana were going to attend, and I was fortunate enough to be a part of the fashion show, which was a whole ordeal and the most amazing experience ever. I am going to talk about it right now with you guys, so without further ado, let's get into the details of my trip. So first and foremost, on Thursday we arrived kind of late, booked into our hotel, and then we ducktailed and ran to the convention to get pre-registered. Well, actually we were already pre-registered, but to get our actual passes. So that's absolutely what we ended up doing, just like what my assistant is trying to highlight here. But we finally got our passes after 4 hours waiting in a queue, and there were definitely a lot of people waiting to get their passes. So we actually ended up getting our passes around 11 p.m., at which point in time I just wanted to get to bed because Friday was going to be the start of something very, very exciting for us. So on Friday, we arrived very early at the convention because we needed to be doing the moitié fittings. And the moitié fittings were definitely something that was very important to attend. We couldn't have makeup that was too ornate that might stain the dresses, or hair that was too ornate that might not be easy to undo if they wanted to test something out, because we all had to know exactly what we were going to be wearing. So we all had to kind of show up, and then they would put a dress on us, and then if it didn't fit quite right, we would swap outfits with another girl to make sure that everybody had a look that really suited their style and aesthetic. And then they even had an assistant that would assign a specific makeup look per person that you could either do yourself on the day of, or there would be a makeup artist and hairstylist on the spot. And so for me, and the amazing organizer of the fashion show came up to me, and she picked the hair that she wanted me to have. So she wanted the big kind of hime updo beehive type of style, right? So that's what I did, and they wanted me to wear kind of a smoky eye. So we were all kind of nervous, like just getting assigned things, and then it didn't work, and then they moved things around. So kind of figuring out exactly what we were going to wear, and at that point we couldn't post any pictures or anything like that, so it was all kind of hush-hush. Very exciting still. So I got an outfit that I was super happy about, the Silent Moon in black and white, and I actually bought the black and blue version, but I was so happy to wear it because even like on the inside, the dress feels very luxurious, very nice, and I was able to pre-order the blue ones. I didn't have the stress of like going to shop, will they have my color, etc. And they had a pre-order open specifically for the event, so I was all too keen about that. And then right after the fitting, we went shopping, and of course I have to kind of show you guys what I bought. So first and foremost, my outfit rundown. We'll put kind of like a video here of what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing the Silent Moon, which is, you know, kind of a known dress at this point, and the beautiful black and electric blue colorway. And you can really see that the blue is very crisp. It shows up quite well. It's not like a navy blue, but really a beautiful electric blue. I bought the black and blue OTKs with the roses, which are currently not in Wonderweld, so they're not available online. It was kind of an exclusive thing at the store at the time that we went. Of course, maybe by the time that this gets uploaded and you guys see it, they are on the website, but at that point in time they weren't. And I bought some garters in black that can kind of mimic a lace-topped sock, or even higher up if you have thigh highs. Very useful to keep things in place, and you have beautiful little coffins on them. And of course, you know me, if I buy in black, I have to buy in white. So of course, I had to buy these because they are super adorable. They can either mimic OTKs, or over the knee socks when you put it on top, or even higher up, kind of like a garter, and they have a cute little coffin in the middle, so it still feels that even though you're being very regal, and it could fit as much gothic styles as classical styles, or even maybe mimic sweet if you felt like it, though the lace is a bit too fancy, you know. Though sweet lace can be fancy, but it's just not as cute, right? It has roses and things like that. It always feels very ornate, perfect for classic. But there's a little coffin. It just killed me. I needed them, so I got them in black and white because those are my two colors. I don't know if you guys noticed, but those are my two colors. And I bought the Silent Moon OTKs. And of course, I don't like to have matching sets, so I bought the cell phone case in black and white. Well, the white and black, actually. The background is white and the case is black. But these OTKs are the black and white OTKs because I want to wear them with something else. I don't want matching sets. I like to mix and match. I find there's more creativity in that, but the print is so crisp and beautiful. They look amazing and they feel amazing also. I love all their OTKs and printed tights. They're just amazing. They had so many accessories at the booth and so many girls swarming the booth as well. So I'll include some videos and pictures of what we were able to take, but I swear there were always Lolitas kind of queuing up just to get to look at the stuff. Very popular. And so that's kind of what I bought in regards to Moitié, but I actually bought more things. So one of the big surprises that we had when we went to the marketplace is that BB&B was actually also present. So for you guys that watch the Tyler Willis Last Week Lolita News channel, you guys know that they're her sponsor and they have beautiful stuff. But they also had a partner for this booth, which was called Renova, and they got some fleece, like a polar type of material, very, very nice brocade bloomers, and they are so warm, perfect for Canadian winter. So both of us bought some. We were so happy just to get bloomers that fit, look nice, and they're super warm, ready for the Canadian winter. So keeping your frilly butt warm, it's everything we would have ever wanted. So we were just so happy about it, and they even had changing rooms. My friend got herself some really nice necklaces, like complete signature piece, and something, it just fell. The other thing that I bought is these cute things. So you can actually wear them on a pair of shoes and just like put them on and lace them up so that even running shoes can actually look kind of gothic and devilly. I really like these. It was in kind of the artisan section of the convention, but I just thought that, you know, even when you're working out and jogging, you still want to look like a queen of darkness. Anyways, I do. So that's why I bought these. You know, have to look fab even when I'm working out. And the thing that I had forgotten to bring with me, the case. So as I said, bought the Silent Moon in black and blue, bought the case in white and black, and bought the OTKs in black and white. I loved all the colorways. My friends know that I agonized for like a week about which colorway to get because I wanted all of them. So why not get one in this, one in that, one in that? So I got a little bit of everything because I love me some Silent Moons. And essentially that is what I bought. But we circled around and around. The marketplace wasn't that big, but there were a lot of fashion and very aesthetic booths that, especially for people that like the kind of creepy cute styles, they could definitely see something that they would really be able to integrate and fit into their wardrobe. So I'm going to add some clips here so that you can kind of I can take you with me as we're going through the stalls. So Saturday was the most exciting day of all of them because we had to be at the convention at 6 a.m. sharp to start the run-throughs of the fashion show. And so I didn't know what the mirror situation was going to be like. I didn't exactly want to bring all my hair products necessarily to the convention with me. We had even done a special like stop to go to a pharmacy to actually get some hairspray because we couldn't take the full format on the plane, and I definitely needed my hairspray for my styles, right? So I got up at 4 a.m. to start getting ready to have my hair and makeup did, and so I did all of that before getting there. Some of the girls were already prepared, some weren't, but anyways, they were expecting us to get prepared after. I just didn't want to have that extra stress. So we went through the run-throughs of like where we need to go, where we needed to step, etc. We couldn't post any of the pictures on social media until the fashion show was over, of course, but it was very exciting for us. So after we first had the run-throughs, we all kind of went and helped others get prepared and start with their makeup and hair, and then we ended up getting dressed in the back, which I was able to film some of those coordinates for you guys. It might be a little bit dark because it definitely was a little bit dimly lit, but I still was able to get some good footage. Just look at the quality of those garments and how amazing these girls looked. It was just amazing, and I wish that I had the opportunity to film even more, but soon enough, even though we were backstage, it became super dark because in the front of the stage they were having kind of sound checks, they were testing out the lighting effects, and some of the performers from Japan were practicing with the sound team, etc. So we were in pitch darkness. Some girls even had to get ready using like flashlight lights in the back, but still, like, the organizer of the fashion show, Andrea, kept her cool. Like, she was really the standout star to me in all of this because she was no bullshit, like just getting through it, really making sure that everybody was on point, everybody was ready, everybody was okay, everybody looked good and pristine. I really felt like it conveyed how much Moitié feels like a luxury brand almost. Like their attitude was kind of Gucci, you know, it was kind of very upper tier. Anyways, I love the experience and how it made me feel about the brand. And so even though we were kind of in the dark, we kept talking with each other and it was really fun. I got to meet so many amazing people that now I'm following on Instagram or Facebook or both. And they were so interesting and talented, so many really cool artists. And I will put some of their stuff right here in case you guys want to check it out, because it was my first time really going to the United States to meet people and go to tea parties. So for me it was all fresh faces, and I met so many inspiring women and other people. It was just amazing. And so we kept talking about kind of their crafts, what they do, their communities, and I really felt like I was traveling, culturally speaking, as far as Lolita went. So that was a lot of fun to me. The fashion show did end up getting delayed because of those sound checks and like all of the tests that they had to do for the performers, and so we ended up kind of waiting in the back. Our feet were kind of starting to hurt, to be honest, especially as we couldn't really like you couldn't really like bend over super well or like sit anywhere because it might like misplace any of the necklaces or accessories, and we needed to look sharp. So at the point where we went through wardrobe check and everybody checked that we were good, we had to be at the ready, and we had one last run through with Mana. The second that he came out, we were all like everybody like held their breath and stood still. It was, you could have heard a pin drop, really. Everybody like parted ways, like, you know, in the Bible where they split the waters. Literally Lolitas would just part ways and be like, because he just had such a star presence, so much like a dramatic presence that you could feel in the air. We took a bunch of pictures, also official photos that we will get to see eventually of the backstage with the Japanese photographer that was with Moi-même Moitié. I cannot wait to see those pictures. And I got assigned Silent Moon. So I had two other, we were kind of triplets together. The girls were from Vegas and they were amazing. Even though they were beginner Lolitas, you wouldn't have been able to tell because Moitié really did their legwork and picked the cream of the crop and amazing Lolitas. It was so inspiring, to be honest. Like I just kept going like, you're pretty, and you're pretty too, and you're pretty too, and oh my god, we're so pretty. It was a lot of fun. And so after we took the pictures and we had that last run through where everybody was hypnotized by Mana's presence, then came the time to do the real deal. And every girl on the stage had a different track, and it was so gothic and inspiring, and we just felt like rock stars on the stage, and it rocked. And the pictures that came out, we were like, I'm still floored. We looked so impressive, and to be honest, the tights that they put me in, when I looked at the package, I was like, they look good, and you know, but crisscross is not really my thing. I saw the pictures like, darn, should have bought those tights. My legs look fit. So anyways, but those were definitely some of the big highlights. And right after the fashion show, occurred. We went outside, took some group photos with Mana. I even I volunteered to sit kind of on the ground, like kneeling, because I got to be 30 centimeters away from Mana, and that was just like, oh, I know, kind of a fangirl moment, but hey, I traveled all the way from Canada to get this experience. I will have my moment of glory. So I definitely did, and it was so thrilling. Oh, and I had a little bit of a nervous moment because I had hung up the dress that I had come up wearing, which was like the Jewelry Cross special edition Christmas set, and then it disappeared from the rack because it got put with some of the designer stuff. They thought that they had to bring it back, so the staff had to search for my dress, and I was like, am I going to be naked? What am I gonna do? But in the end, they found it. Everything was good. I got to change, and then it was go time because I had to run to the Mana's panel, the Q&A, where they asked a bunch of questions. Though I am sorry guys, as long as Mana was like on the stage, like for the actual fashion show, and the Q&A and the part where he was present at the tea party, it was a strict no picture or video ordeal. Only official Montmagny Moitié pictures would be released, and as such I don't have direct footage from the Q&A, but he was still so mysterious. Like, it would be pre-approved questions that they had like on the cell phone. Like, it wouldn't be us asking him questions, but every question they would ask, Mana would reply, fanning, you know, in front of his face with a fan and just whispering to his interpreter, which would then relay his answers. But it was really cool to kind of hear his vision. I learned that he speaks a little bit of French. I learned that there's no deeper meaning behind the blue of Montmagny Moitié. It's just a question that he really likes the color. And he actually, his favorite print isn't even something that's like super popular overseas. It's like the orchestra type of print with like the piano and all that kind of stuff. It's actually his favorite. And I thought that was super cool and interesting because most of Montmagny Moitié is all based on Gothic architecture, so you wouldn't have thought that that was necessarily his jam. But he was still very eloquent and nice and amazing. And so the Q&A went on without a stitch, and everybody was on time, and it was amazing. Even when he went out of the room, I swear, so much energy and drama. It was almost like seeing somebody who was like more real than real life. Like, he would swoosh his cape away, and that's why even when we were on the stage, everybody was like, and we couldn't do that because we had to focus on our timing and on our cues and when to leave. But even during the Q&A, he had such a presence, such a mysterious aura about him, and in person I find that he's even more intimidating than he looks. And so all of the girls were just like, whoa, wow. And I was really happy on Saturday because not only did I get 2 Montmagny Moitié related activities, but I actually got to see a little bit more of the community. And the Atlanta community does seem to be a little bit more sweet, which does tend to be the case in the United States, or so I've heard, while talking to a bunch of the girls and asking what's popular in their comp. Where I'm from, it's mostly like Innocent World type of classic, like not classic like super serious, but more of a lighter, sometimes sweeter type of classic. And so it was really interesting to see kind of the different community and how they were before the actual tea party, because of course at the tea party everybody's wearing Montmagny Moitié, so it's very, very different. But still, I got to interact with some really cool people, saw some really cool coordinates. Like, it was still very inspiring. But we were kind of beat and tired since, you know, waking up at 4. So after the Q&A, like around 4, 5-ish, we went back to our hotel to just chill a bit and prepare for the next day, which is the tea party. And that was beautiful and amazing. The final day of the convention rolled around. We were kind of sad to see it go, but that day, to be honest, we wanted to be on our top game for that day, so we did not wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. We slept in until 8, prepared like normal people, and went in early to start queuing up. I got to interact with some of the other models during the queue, and I got to speak to a couple of the other girls, and it was really fun to just see everybody all dolled up. And I only saw, like, I think one other Iron Gate original edition and some of the newer releases, remakes of Iron Gate, and the rest, there was a lot of very recent dresses, like a lot of Sleeping Gardens and Silent Moons and things like that, but I still got to see some really old pieces that were really pretty. And once again, everybody's coordinates, like the level of taste that was present was probably the best that I've seen in regards to a tea party. And the decor and lighting was really lit to take a young youngin's expression, because everything was kind of in that purple hue. The tables were so well decorated. There was a light art where we could take pictures, like the beautiful tables, and people were all dolled up and looked amazing, and even the food looked very aesthetic and pretty. Though, as you guys know now, with tea parties, my only pet peeve is oftentimes there's no dairy-free stuff even when you coordinate with the staff, and indeed, that is what happened, but at least I got the tea. So that's that. And as far as activities, there was like an official photo shoot with a professional photographer, and we also had a coordination contest, so a coordinate contest. There were 2 cycles, one of which was like the public's choice, so we had to vote, and the other one was in regards to kind of Mana's pick and Mwamemwatse's favorite. So there were over 100 people at the tea party. Like, there was a lot of people, and I was fortunate enough to be selected in the top 10. So I wore Iron Gate, of course, because it's a Mwamemwatse tea party, and I had this beautiful crown of crosses on my head. Like, today I'm a lot more casual because I just came back from a casual tea party with some friends, but that day I was done up to the nines and I looked good. But I understood why, you know, the other people were also picked. So many beautiful coordinates, and definitely, like, I'm just gonna include some of my, oh my gosh, can this be real life coordinates right around here? But there were definitely, the level of taste and awesomeness was definitely up there. And so definitely the winners deserved it. And the most surprising and cool thing I found was that Mwamemwatse's pick for best coordinate wasn't necessarily the person that was the most over the top, that had the biggest headdress or the poofiest petticoat. It was actually somebody that had an old kind of classical Mwamemwatse coordinate with some natural hair and really looked very cute and pure, like pure Mwatse, old school type of aesthetic. And so they picked the person that they thought represented them the best, but not necessarily the person that had the most bling going on. But both choices were actually beautiful and interesting. And the people at our table were so sweet and so nice. And so really the tea party was a big highlight for us. And apparently for my friend, my other Canadian friend Dominique, who could eat the food was amazing as well. And we got, as a gift, we got a handkerchief and also some coupons for Wonderwell to get some money off of our order, which is really great. I kept it wrapped up for now because I don't want it to accumulate any cat hair, but I definitely will start kind of dragging it around with me in my purse because it's always good to have a handkerchief at the ready. I also got 2 roses. Well, actually I got the one and my friend gave me the other because she was like, I don't know if I can even bring it back to Canada in my suitcase. It's too big and I don't know what I would do with them once I got him home. And I was like, oh, I will take both. And they look synthetic, but what's really cool is that the inside of the rose actually feels very, like, very real, and they kind of smell nice as well. And at the tea party, we actually got to shake Mana's hand where he peered into our soul while looking into our eyes. And I actually got to smell a little bit of his cologne. Got so close, I was like, woof. And people reacted like fangirls. People were squealing and going, Mana-sama! Like, it was really kind of a mix of a tea party and a rock concert where everybody's like just swooning over the musicians. So it was a lot of fun, and he was really being his OTT presence. He went through the tables while, you know, doing his thing like this. Definitely felt very epic, and he looked great, but we didn't really get a lot of interactions at the actual event. He was still very distant and very mysterious. He wouldn't talk to us directly. All the communication, including who was picked for the contest, was done through his correspondent. And once again, she was a big highlight of the event to me. But yeah, so we started closing up shop. We didn't even get like a big group picture or anything like that. Once the tea party was over, people just kind of scattered. But we had gotten some good restaurant recommendations, and we went to an amazing Japanese place where we had some delicious food, and it was really comforting at the end of a con like that. 4 days of like finally relaxing and just being, you know, just crashing at the restaurant and not wanting to move anymore. And then on Monday we went all the way back to Canada, and it was back to normal life afterwards. But definitely AwaCon allowed me to meet so many amazing and inspiring people, and the fashion show was probably the most amazing fashion show experience that I've had the chance to be in. And one of my friends suggested that I even cover the topic of like all the different brand fashion shows that I've done and like my impressions of them and like how they worked. I will probably do that, but let me know in the comments below if that's a topic you guys want me to address, because like I've done Triple Fortune, Atelier Pierrot, Alice in the Pirates, Baby the Star Shine Bright, and now Moi Moitié. I mean, it's not a huge roster, but it's still a good chunk. So if you guys are interested in that topic, write it in the comments below. If you've modeled for a brand before, even Moitié, like what was your favorite? What was the fashion show experience that you felt made you understand the brand more or love it even more than before? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to know. Also, if you guys are watching this and you were at AWACON and you interacted with me, hi, and I hope you just comment below so I know you guys are watching. But yeah, as per usual, guys, I hope that you have an amazing day. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Elizabeth Fallon. And if you want to join the Baby Bat family and add me on Patreon, you can absolutely do that. It helps me, you know, get the show on the road. But in the meantime, guys, take care of yourselves and have an amazing evening, night, morning, whatever time it is, and take care. Bye.